Welcome back to Every NES Game. I'm Slider, and as usual I'm joined by Manga. And this is Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. Because why not adapt a 70s ironic dark B-movie into a 1991 video game?
Why the hell not? There are weirder concepts.
I'm sure all the kids have been interested in this game.
It sounds like the kind of movie you'd see on Mystery Science Theater 3000.
But, more accurately, this may be even weirder, but this is not based on the movie. This is based on the early 90s cartoon. There was an early 90s cartoon.
Is that Donald Trump? What?
Maybe, I don't know. Anyway, this bizarre scientist trying to destroy the world with zucchini?
With a doomed tomato?
Gets struck.
I'm not even sure if these qualify as puns or not. The Doomsday Tomato does sound like the best name for a super weapon, though.
Yeah, kind of.
It's like, is that small person fleeing or a zombie?
I don't know anymore.
I think fleeing, that there is no hope against the killer tomatoes.
None at all.
Except for this small boy in a baseball cap and a tracksuit, maybe?
Anyway, if we start the game, it is a platformer of sorts. And we're being attacked by mini tomatoes.
With little eyes.
And big tomatoes.
Those ones have teeth.
Yes, they do.
The tomatoes aren't supposed to chew you back.
So if I could start with some praise. For an NES game, this game actually looks pretty great. Like the sprite work is really good with the animation, like all the backgrounds look great.
Yeah, it is.
Even if it's incredibly simple, I like the use of the lighting with the streetlights.
Well, yeah, see, this does show, the little touches that can make a really big difference when you're trying to make a game look good.
Yeah.
You don't need huge graphical capacity to make a game look really good if you're doing something creative and clever with it.
Yeah. It honestly kind of looks like one of those, weird, ironic NES games that you would find, online. I know there've, been, people have actually done, weird, ironic NES games for, certain famous books and movies before.
Nope, it's not a pastiche, it's an actual NES game from a weirdly prolific franchise I'm looking at.
Yes, it had, several sequels and the cartoon.
Yeah, there's the film, there was 3 sequels, there was the cartoon series, there was a novel, Attack of the Killer Potatoes, there were 2 video games, there was a comic book adaptation, and there's a Greek homage.
Cool.
The title translates as Attack of the Giant Muska. And apparently a remake's been announced.
Cool.
Oh no, you died.
Yeah, we game overed a bit.
Try again, tomato face. It's a unique game over screen and it sticks on theme.
I will say, ironic B-movies are not exactly my forte, so I can't really speak on that regard.
Again, my knowledge of them is largely through Mystery Science Theater 3000, although there is quite a library of crappy movies available on Netflix. Which
yes.
It's not something I've ever browsed sober, so I couldn't give you the details, but...
But anyway, the tragic thing about this game is that there's one gigantic problem with it. And that is the simple fact that between how the enemies move and how you move, jumping kinda sucks when trying to attack enemies.
I'm getting that.
Like, it's hard to describe, but your jump is just way too wild, and enemies just move at almost random patterns, so you can't really properly time your jumping well.
They are taking chunks out of your health, sometimes when you have actually successfully landed on them even.
Yeah.
You really need to kill that big one because it's deeply unsettling me.
Yes. That big one is actually the boss, and we actually have to kill it. If you combo jump it like this, though, which is also kind of cool, admittedly, then he'll run away. And then you can run back to try not to die from bats.
When you were on this before, I completely missed the tomatoes. There you go. Manhole!
Manhole. That's where you have to jump down to get to the next level.
Of course.
Sewer level, of course. Tomatoes in the sewers.
Yeah, I'm not putting those on pizza.
Probably not. So if we jump down here, we can fall into the water and die.
Ew.
So what you're supposed to do is actually walk down from here. Get on there, and then
Be trapped?
trying to test my luck, and yeah, I can still jump up there. But if you jump on that little thing, you can turn the water off, I guess.
Charging tomatoes.
With helmets. Also worms.
Oh, this is savage. Apparently, one of the reviews of the movie at the time it came out was Variety saying that the film isn't even worthy of sarcasm. Savage. Unnecessarily savage.
Though the joke's on them since the movie was made to purposely be bad.
Yeah, it's a B movie.
Eh. Slipped on the water and died.
Hilariously, it scored badly on Rotten Tomatoes.
No, I wonder that this movie's one of the reasons they call it Rotten Tomatoes.
They did also manage to crash a $60,000 helicopter while filming the movie.
Huh.
Like, for real, not a special effect. It was supposed to land normally, apparently, but they crashed it and it exploded, but luckily they caught it on camera. That probably cost more than the budget of the rest of the film put together.
Most likely. So I was very confused on where to go next, because it's kind of a dead end.
Yeah, kind of at the end of the sewers. Is there another manhole cover?
No. Can't see a way for it here either, so I basically decided that the game had gone completely stupid. Based on an assumption. So, if you reach the end, you'll see that there's a water pipe going down. So the presumption is that you have to dodge it somehow, which means you have to jump over here and reach some sort of platform away from where you can see. Except that's not true at all.
You just drowned in sewage.
Hooray! Anyway, this time we're going to try something else.
Let's try not jumping into sewage, see where that takes us.
So there was another path I could have taken down here. Jump a spider and deal with this horrifying literal bag of garbage. Who multi-hits me, then just kills me instantly.
They have really managed to make these boss tomatoes deeply unpleasant.
Anyway, we game over too many times, so...
They See, it's called the Doomsday Tomato, but it looks more like an eggplant to me. Oh yeah, and everybody you know is dead now.
Hooray! It is interesting that it has a continue system, but if you lose all the continues that they don't show you, you have to go back all the way to the beginning of the game! Which I didn't want to continue after that point. For obvious reasons.
That's fair enough. Now, I mean, you do have a life counter at the start, and it looks like you gotta go back to the beginning if you run out of lives.
Well, technically no, because it shows you a game over screen, and then you can just go back to the beginning of the level, but if you game over too many times, then it takes you back to the beginning.
It's like, okay, we're just taking you back to basic tomatoes. See if you can even handle that.
Yeah.
Why aren't there more endearingly cheesy video games made up off of shitty B-movies?
Yeah.
Where is my Sharknado game, damn it? Wait, there is an actual Sharknado game, is there? I just need to Google and confirm this.
There probably is of some sort.
I mean, not a shitty phone game, an actual well-made and just terribly, terribly cheesy. Oh, yeah, there is Sharknado the video game.
Cool. Honestly, I'm more interested by the fact that they made a cartoon out of this. Like, there's this weird period for a few years where they would make cartoons of films and series that are specifically not made for kids. There was a RoboCop cartoon. Because, you know, when I think of kid-friendly entertainment, I think RoboCop.
And so long as it's a cartoon, it's clearly suitable for children. Oh no, the Sharknado game's a shitty phone game.
Of course it is. That doesn't surprise me.
I retract my statements.
Clearly they ran out of ideas for video games pretty early on.
See, I think people going, oh, they've run out of video game ideas these days. No new games are made these days. Forget how many truly bizarre games have always been made.
Yes.
It's just the whole point is you forget about the really bizarre and or shitty ones, and the good ones remain in your memory.
That's true of most things.
And you forget that for most of video game history, nobody's had any ideas except, like, Shigeru Miyamoto sometimes.